since the last match showed what this mech can do at long range, this one's going to show what it can do up close and personal. It'll still, you know, have some long range poking, but what's really going to count is later on in the match when I manage to get close to the enemy. So looking at this match, I was expecting, maybe not necessarily a slam dunk, but I was expecting it to be fairly one-sided, just because, you know, my Lance, I mean, Zimius in the Mad Cat Mark II Bravo, and then MKV in the Marauder 2C Scorch. Those are both very powerful mechs, you know, so I thought they could probably get at least a couple of kills each. And I'm not too familiar with Highlander 2Cs. I don't know what each variant does, and I don't know how good that mech is overall, but I think it's fairly good, as I recall. So, like I said, I thought, you know, this was going to kind of go in our favor. So it starts off with a bit of poking here.
Not moving.
Target acquired.
Target spotted.
There aren't too many shots for me to take at first, and then I start seeing their team.
New target acquired.
Unfortunately, they see me too. I think one of their PPC mechs finds me here, and then, like, yeah, their LRMs. And I'm getting hit with an artillery strike right now. So the very beginning doesn't go all that great for me. I spend too much time just being shot by enemy mechs. Yeah, here we go. Here's where they start discovering me. And I've skilled this mech up to have extra durability. So, you know, it's not super flimsy, but still it's a 65-ton mech that doesn't have too much in the way of extra survivability. So I can't take that for very long.
Need assistance.
When I went over here, I was, again, you know, going to see what I could find, but then there were just too many of our mechs trying to cluster in one spot, and I figured it was probably going to be
Target spotted.
a bad place to hang out. But again, I wanted to try and take some pressure off my allies, because this is still very much a fire support mech when you're in long range like
Target
this.
spotted.
You know, you've only got 2 large lasers, which will deal decent damage, but for the most part, I just try and keep pressure off of people. And I just took a fairly big hit to my side torso from that guy right there. He's probably running 2 Gauss rifles.
New target acquired. Warning, incoming missile.
Then I'm getting LRMs and some more LRMs. I don't think these even hit though. I think they just hit the wall.
Target spotted.
But, you know, all this attention eventually makes me decide just to go elsewhere.
New target acquired.
You know, we've got the Mad Cat Mark II Bravo on the left side of the screen, just standing there. You know, I mean, sure, it's an assault mech, but they should still be moving a little bit. And yet he's just taking hits from, you know, looks like about 3 or 4 of their mechs. So I figure that guy is a lost cause and I just have to abandon him, which I hate to do because it is such a good mech. It should be able to do a lot of work for our team.
We're experiencing some losses. Don't
New
get
target
sloppy out there.
acquired.
At that range, I can only just kind of tickle them with my medium pulse lasers, so I really shouldn't be firing them. It's just that I kind of assumed that I would not be firing for very long, so it was okay to go ahead and waste a little bit of heat. So at this point, we are 0-4. Oh, and then, okay, MKV got a kill, brings us up to 1-4. Now we're 2-4, so we're catching up. And I think I get in my first real fight of the match right here.
Target spotted.
Target
25%
destroyed.
of the enemies are
And my first kill.
eliminated.
Acquired.
And then this assassin is... The assassins are one of those mechs that I've learned that you're better off trying to leg.
Target spotted.
If you'll notice, by the way, at this point we have lost the entirety of Charlie Lance. So all the heaviest mechs on my team are gone.
Critical.
And we're down 1 kill. I mean, it's not an impossible situation, but man, it looks pretty bad right now.
Override shut down. Target
So thankfully that guy shut down long enough that basically I was able to take out, you know, both legs as soon as he started back up again. Got another kill. So at least we're even in terms of kills right now.
Up top, number 5.
And I think we're actually fairly even in tonnage right now too, because pretty sure that all of their assault mechs are gone.
target destroyed.
Come around the corner, get another kill, and I wanted to stay on that Kit Fox, but that is just too quick for me.
Cursor critical damage.
So I wind up with this guy instead, and he's about to take off my left side if I, you know, just keep staring him in the face like this. So I use the elevation to try and get out of his line of fire. And since he can't shoot at me, he's looking at one of my allies and then running. So, kill number 3, I think it
Shut
is.
down.
Can you call them out? Where are they?
Target
So now, at this point, I haven't taken a look to see what kind of condition the rest of my team is in. But, you know, it's almost guaranteed that we're going to win. Now this Sun Spider, though, has some pretty serious firepower. Thankfully, we managed to open him up, and then I take off his left side and cut that firepower in half.
target destroyed.
So then it's just that Kit Fox from earlier, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they found him right
Target
behind me.
acquired.
Target spotted.
So he's trying to circle around one of our bigger mechs. Yeah, I'm still not very good with those SRMs.
Command to ground forces.
Nicely done.
No more hostiles.
And there we go. So that match looked really, really awful in the beginning, so it was just super satisfying to have a comeback like that. So you'll see 4 kills, 569 damage, and 9 components. So that damage was very pinpoint, delivered very quickly. So that's what I love to see, is when you're taking off components, because then I feel like I'm really doing a lot to help my team. And between these last 2 matches, I think you can see that this setup can just really murder mechs at any range.